Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be in a movie? More specifically, have you ever wondered what it would be like to have 5 lines in a movie? Well, then you're in luck, because in My Scene Goes Hollywood, our protagonist finds herself in a movie with 5 whole lines, and surprisingly, it causes a lot of issues. This straight-to-DVD abomination features cameos from none other than Lindsay Lohan and Harvey Weinstein. Yes, My Scene Goes Hollywood is a Miramax movie that did not age poorly at all. But what happens when fame gets to your head? Let's find out in today's episode of I'm a Total Bitch.
You can see everybody here is depressed.
I really encourage you to watch the very end of this video for an extremely important message. But we're going to be silly first. So My Scene is a franchise that was created to compete with the Bratz franchise, which severely disrupted the industry in 2001, because before that, Barbie had a total chokehold on the industry. Like Barbie and Bratz, My Scene had a series of movies aimed to promote their dolls and merchandise. So this movie is one of them. My Scene Goes Hollywood was really one that I loved growing up. It's also worth mentioning that this movie has the same writer and director as the Barbie Diaries, the movie that I just covered. And the plot really highlights that because it's chaotic. Our ensemble characters are Barbie, Noli, Delancey, Chelsea, and our main character, Madison. The movie starts off with these girls walking downtown. They're like being catcalled. But oh no, Barbie trips and falls.
Oh no!
And it turns out the girls were accidentally, oh, get the fuck away from me, God, go find your own house. And it turns out the girls were accidentally walking onto a movie set. Ooh.
Yeah, hey, you can't walk here. Street's roped off for the shot.
The Dish is a coffee shop and a designated hangout spot. It's kind of like Friends, but like Wish.com. Imagine their surprise when the girls walk in and see a plethora of Hollywood people. This guy got the role of Wiener Boy.
I booked the part. I'm Wiener Boy.
Hello, how real is it that I'd actually talk to my Zed?
We're 3 minutes into this movie and it's already chaotic. The girls all meet up with these dudes whose names I don't know or care to know because they're not relevant to the plot. But they tell the girls that all those people are working on a big movie, so they think that's really cool. Barbie is understandably nosy and she wants to try and sneak onto set to watch them film. Some crew guy asks the girls if they're supposed to be there, and Delancey just like tells them that they're supposed to be extras or something.
Hey, you girls supposed to be here.
What? Are we all extras to come this way? Extras, and they just caught us, so we've got to go.
I don't know, I guess crew guy is not paid enough to care whether or not that's true. Madison is low-key freaking out because she's kind of the responsible one in the group, and she knows that they're not supposed to be there. Everyone else is super unhinged. They plan on actually pretending to be extras on the set as opposed to just, watching the movie be filmed.
Why watch it when we can be in it?
Really?
But oh no, they're not in uniform. What are they gonna do? But don't worry, Noli steals some guy's scissors.
Do you think you could snag that banner without anyone noticing? Tool belt!
Can I help you?
I was expecting them to be in similar gym uniforms as the other extras, but I don't know, they're in the same clothes, but just different, whatever. This lady is a supervisor. Her name is Audra, and she assigns everyone where they're supposed to be in the shot, except for Chelsea, who is now Sweat Girl.
Sweat girl.
Excuse me?
But grab it and mop up the floor so no... I don't want to be that.
She always gets these roles, by the way. I guess like Audra hates her. Lindsay Lohan is starring in the movie they're in, and the girls are losing their minds. I love this shot of Madison and Barbie throwing dodgeballs at Lindsay. The budget for this movie must have been so insane. This production is completely fooled that these girls are legitimately extras to the point that they actually give them call sheets for the next shooting location.
We're in a movie!
How are they gonna get paid? So the girls are having a sleepover and they are just so excited that they are going to be at a movie shoot tomorrow.
Have a basketball game tomorrow.
But they're even more gagged at Lindsay Lohan being in the movie that they're in.
She seems totally normal. Exactly the kind of girl we'd hang out with. Do you think she is, though?
They all start to imagine what it would be like to be friends with Lindsay. And what's funny is that they're going on about how Lindsay is so not Hollywood. She's not like other girls who are like rich and snobby.
It says here that she's not Hollywood at all. She's from New York like us.
But in the same breath, all of their depictions of a friendship with Lindsay results in each of them getting something out of it. So like Madison fantasizes about Lindsay reading her original script and sending it to her agent. Chelsea imagines making a dress for Lindsay, launching her fashion career. Barbie wants to plan all of Lindsay's big parties. Delancey thinks of all the cool vacation destinations that Lindsay would take her to. And Noli wants to build her a meditation room.
Noli, this is amazing. Every celebrity in LA will want you to do this for them. Really?
They all talk about how Lindsay is just like them, except they all aim to use her for her fame and money. How charming. So the girls get to set, and they're already reaping the benefits of going Hollywood. They even get approached by some gentlemen with terrible Italian accents.
Are you working on the motion picture? Penny, can we take, how you say, photograph?
Very convincing. This guy has a unibrow. So the girls get into costume, and while they're waiting, they decide, you know what? Let's disrupt the entire production.
We check this place out.
Like, they're looking through windows, playing with makeup, causing all kinds of chaos. Delancey is eating everything, which becomes a weird theme in this movie. They even steal an automobile. Audra finds them, and they're extremely lucky that they didn't get kicked off set. But look at the way she looks at them when they walk away. Oh, to be young, wild, and free. The girls go over to the extras trailer where they are gonna wait to be called onto set, but they didn't think it was gonna take 4 hours. That's just way too long for them. Delancey's eating again.
Amazing thing ever. There's tons of food there all the time.
And Barbie is thinking, you know what? Let's all get into trouble again, because being responsible is boring.
Let's try and check out the set. But Audra said we're supposed to stay.
5 seconds into leaving their post, they ruin the shot.
Can you see anything?
We're wrong.
So they decide to raid the costume trailer while no one's watching, which leads us into an early 2000s costume montage.
And now we're gonna feel so free, yeah.
Chelsea today is tasked to clean up the horse shit. No, actually, that's what she's doing. This lady hates Chelsea for some reason.
You'll follow behind the horses and, pick up the
Shit. So everyone's getting ready to shoot the scene, but oh no, one of the actresses who was supposed to ride the horse and be a villain or whatever broke her leg.
and broke her leg.
You're kidding. What are you telling me? She can't do the film?
Damn it. Don't you hate it when that happens? But lucky for them, Madison is a certified horse girl. The director asked Madison to fill the role for Eliza, the evil spy with 5 lines. And if you think this enormous part was going to get to her head, you would be correct. The scene Madison is starring in has her kiss Hollywood heartthrob Ryan Ridley. Wow, pinch me, I must be dreaming. She's gonna shit on the floor and Chelsea's gonna have to pick it up. Also, during lunch, Barbie and friends shamed Delancey for eating too much.
Urban camping?
Delancey, that's like your 4th cup of that stuff. Why do you keep eating?
It's 2005, everyone. Eating wasn't invented. The girls think that Madison is in a different section eating lunch because now she has a speaking role. She's supposed to be eating lunch with all the other actors. But Madison decides that she's going to eat lunch with them so they don't feel left out. She even brings them to her new trailer. I'm surprised that Madison's role got her a trailer, but whatever. Like, do people get trailers if they have 5 lines? Also, aren't you gonna need your horse helmet, Madison? You're just gonna leave it in there? The girls walk by Lindsay's trailer and she's super nice. She invites them all in her trailer, which is very pimped out. And this scene really shows how cool and down to earth Lindsay is.
I just spend a lot of time in trailers, I guess. It gets a little old.
Madison friends are all sitting there thinking of when it would be an appropriate time to ask her for her social security number. But the time has come for Madison's big movie scene. The only problem is that she keeps fucking it up.
I'm sorry.
But after getting stung by a bee and 37 takes,
Take 37.
she kisses Ryan, who is probably 10 years older than her because she's in high school, but there's no way to know because this is a literal cartoon. The girls are all freaking out over Madison scoring a hottie like Ryan when he pops in and invites her out to a club. How exciting. Please do not leave your drinks unattended, Madison. We cut over to the girls hanging out at the coffee shop, filling in their guy friends, when Madison comes in with her brand new outfit. She is dressed like a badass bitch who says 5 lines in a movie. Great job. But Barbie thinks, how can I make this about me?
I'd love to see Madison on her big date with Ryan. So why don't we?
She decides to infiltrate Madison's date with Ryan and brings all of her friends to the club. This place looks fucking lit. Just look at this couple with the milkshakes right there. Total vibe. They got disco lights, Dance Dance Revolution, arcade games. It's on a rooftop with some Euro dance music. I would be dancing like Barbie is. And Madison is having such an awesome time with her new famous friends. But the vibe is immediately ruined when her tone-deaf friends approach her. They all start asking Lindsay Lohan questions and acting weird to the point where she has to walk away.
I want to know about all the places you get to travel for your movies and how good a friend you have to be to come along.
I would be so pissed off. Throw them off the roof, Madison. So Madison and Ryan leave, and Madison is super apologetic about her friends. She's very embarrassed. But oh no, suddenly Ryan and Madison get ambushed by the paparazzi. Ryan is strangely excited about it because I guess he likes the attention. They call him It Boy.
And did you hear that guy call me It Boy?
The next morning, Barbie and friends are waiting for Madison so they can all walk to set together, but she's 30 minutes late. So Barbie calls her, and apparently Madison had her dad drive her to set. And what makes it worse is that when they show up to Madison's trailer, Barbie is kind of an asshole about it.
I can't believe you blew us off this morning. What did you think when we all showed up? Were you surprised?
Oh, yeah. Definitely surprised.
We were gonna just be flies on the wall and watch, but Hudson and Ellis...
So let me give this straight. They show up unannounced to Madison's date. They act like unhinged beans in front of Lindsay Lohan, and they are confused as to why Madison is upset about it. I don't know, maybe Barbie is just mad that this is a movie that isn't about her for once. She even kicks out her friends so she can go over her lines. How awful.
Actually, I need to go over some lines and things, so...
What lines, though? But Madison has gone off the deep end. She told the girls that she'd meet with them at lunch, but she totally blew them off to have lunch with Ryan and Lindsay. Damn it, Madison. Just look at her friends flailing their arms around, trying to get her attention.
I think they're trying to get your attention. I think they're just waving.
No, Madison, you are shady as hell for that. She doesn't even wave back. Then her friends show up to have a surprise pizza party with her at Madison's apartment, but Madison already had plans with Ryan. Things are getting serious. Barbie straight up said to skip it.
Ryan invited me to meet up with him and a bunch of other actors for dinner.
Skip it.
Barbie, who the hell do you think you are? What do you mean skip it? I get demanding Madison to apologize, but telling her to cancel her plans is actually crazy. Then they all just assume that they can all come with her and get upset when she says no.
So we'll come with you.
I don't think so.
So now people have to be actors to hang out with you?
Feels like you're avoiding us. I'm not. I'm just...
I get that I'm supposed to hate Madison for abandoning her friends right now, but are we just gonna pretend like Madison wasn't an outsider before? Barbie and Delancey were always running the show, and Madison never even wanted to sneak onto the set as extras. She didn't even want to leave the extras trailer when they weren't supposed to. They'd straight up tell Madison to wait outside the trailer while they went in and played with the costumes. And it wasn't until she broke and joined them that she was included in whatever they were doing. But as soon as Madison decides to do something that she wants to do, her friends act like assholes because they can't be included.
And having your friends around would mess things up?
No.
Yes, Barbie, you have a million movies about you. Like, let Madison have this one moment, for God's sake. And then they immediately talk shit about her in front of her apartment door.
This is so not...
Like she doesn't hear that. Side note, I'm confused because they're all supposed to be in high school, but also why did they all have apartments? Then the next day, she tells her friends that she doesn't want them in the trailer while Lindsay is there, which seems cruel, but also remember that they act weird around her, so I feel like that's kind of fair. Things are really getting serious with Ryan and Madison. They go on a bunch of dates and we get a montage about all the things that they do. And Madison is just all over the newspapers with Lindsay and Ryan. She's really gone Hollywood this time. Madison's friends all sit in the coffee shop talking major shit about her.
So she can get into character. What character? She has like 5 lines.
Delancey ate with that. She ate. She ate a lot. She's totally avoiding her friends because she hates little people.
To hang out with us little people? Yeah, right.
Then Madison walks in and she is just a completely different person. Hasn't it been like 3 days? Look how pissed off Barbie is. God damn it. That should have been me. Madison walks over to her friends and acts like a giant douchebag. She even cancels on showing up to their rap party that her friends planned like a week in advance. One of her friends suggested that she could bring Ryan along, and she takes a massive Hollywood dump on all of them.
I mean, he's Ryan Ridley. That means real parties with celebrities, not just a bunch of us hanging out.
Yeah, he's Ryan Ridley. Barbie has just had it. She tries to talk some common sense into Madison, but she just doesn't listen to a word she says. Come on, Madison. This is ridiculous. And her friends are just completely done with Madison. She even tries to approach them next day on set, and they just refuse to talk to her. Just look how shady Delancey is being about her licorice.
Licorice? Ooh, I'd love one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just offering it to my friends.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. Good thing she's such a big star, though, so she has a lot to fall back on.
Action.
No!
I have no idea what this movie is about, by the way. Madison is swinging around a flag and she starts running really fast. And then Madison gets arrested. But oh no, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise! It's Harvey Weinstein.
It's Harvey Weinstein.
Good job.
That aged well. I'm gonna stab forks in my eyeballs now. So the movie wraps up and Madison tries to put together plans with Ryan, but he just makes her feel like total crap. He says that the relationship is meaningless, that they were never boyfriend and girlfriend.
You're fun and all, but I mean, pretty soon we won't even be in the same orbit, you know?
Lindsay sees Madison, who is visibly crushed, and I guess Ryan does this all the time with various women. So she convinces Madison's friends to go talk to her, even though they're all butthurt about Madison letting fame get to her head or whatever. Those 5 lines really did it. There still needs to be a little give and take, though, because they acted so annoying earlier in the movie, and they never apologized for that. But Madison refuses to speak to anybody. She is just locked in her room, thinking about how fame consumed her life. All of those adoring fans with bad Italian accents and 2 whole paparazzi dudes. And she realizes that it wasn't about Ryan or going Hollywood at all. It was about the friends she made along the way. Barbie and friends start banging on the door until she opens it.
Fine, you can come in. Aside from being the biggest idiot on the face of the earth. Yeah, aside from that.
Yes, it's all Madison's fault. There wasn't a single thing that made Madison feel immediately want to distance herself from her friends. Like, of course she should apologize, but the lack of accountability on her friends' end is kind of annoying. At the end of the movie, everyone goes to the big movie premiere. They meet with Lindsay Lohan, and then they get absolutely wasted afterwards because this was 2005. Wow, what a cinematic masterpiece. My scene ending, take 1. On a serious note, as silly as this movie is, I really have to talk about something that's been on my mind for a really long time, and I'm kind of nervous to talk about it, to be honest with you. I want to do this in one take, because it's really important. I have been covering these kids and teen movies on my channel for a year now. I think September 1st was a year, and I've thought about talking about this, and I haven't. I felt like it maybe wasn't appropriate for me to speak on these topics, but I'm at a point now where I just don't care anymore, because it's real. It happened. It still happens. And I need to speak up about it. Typically, when we see minorities in movies from this era, they either show some harmful stereotypes or they act as accessories for the white lead. And most of the time, there would be just zero representation at all. Anytime I covered a movie that had non-white people, I always was hesitant to say something about it because I didn't want to just gloss over the issue. I didn't want to just point it out and then just be like, okay, moving on. We're going to be silly now. And I need to make that abundantly clear that I take this so seriously. In Camp Rock, for example, nearly all of the non-white characters are portrayed as hip hop dancers. And it's like they forced themselves to give Margaret a guitar at the very end of the movie because they realized how clear the divide was. It was so obvious. Tia and Courtney in the Barbie's Diaries, they just followed Barbie around. They had no kind of character at all. And Tia ran for president, yeah, maybe, class president, but they showed her have the most deplorable rumor spread about her, that she's dirty and doesn't wash her clothes. They don't even show whether or not she wins the election in that movie. In a more extreme example, The Luck of the Irish is a movie about a white kid not knowing where his ancestors are from, okay? The protagonist has an indigenous friend and a black best friend, neither of which ever speak about what their heritage means to them. Meanwhile, this white kid is crying about how he's misunderstood because he's Irish in the year 2001. So outside of that, nearly all the other movies that I covered didn't even have non-white characters that were memorable in any of the sense. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Ice Princess, What a Girl Wants, Aquamarine. Yes, I learned how to say it, but none of those movies and more gave any spotlight to a non-white character. And when it did, it was great to see, but I can only count on one hand when I saw that happen. If I grew up as anything other than white, I would notice that. It would stay with me for the rest of my life. And I'm talking about this now because I've been doing this for a year and I'm seeing the pattern in real time. This happened, this still happens. And obviously, I am privileged to look at this from an outside perspective because I can't imagine growing up and seeing every possible form of media show characters that look nothing like me. So, is this movie bad? Is My Scene Goes Hollywood bad? Yeah. Does it have Harvey Weinstein in it? Yeah. Madison, in my opinion, was portrayed as a regular teen girl, getting an idea of what fame was. Very simple plot. And even though there were some elements in the movie that did not age well, like Harvey Weinstein or Delancey like getting shamed for eating or whatever, I really have to give credit where credit is due. Because they could have easily made Barbie the lead, just like she was a lead in every other movie. They could have made Barbie become best friends with Lindsay Lohan, of all people. Go to exclusive parties. They could have given her a trailer. They could have made America's biggest celebrity, Ryan Ridley, have a giant crush on her. They could have made Barbie the movie star. But they didn't. They made Madison the star. And she was always portrayed in this movie consistently as beautiful and responsible. Stop arguing about Ariel.